Hey guys, and welcome back to UKSG Online 2. I think that's it? Forgot the name, I'm so sorry. I'm Kyrrone, and we will be playing Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg. You may have never heard of this game before, and that's completely fine. This game is very weird, and I think you're going to love it. Today I'm joined with Christian Royal and your Everyday Giant Clam, who are my co-commentators.
Hello, I'm Christian.
Hi, I'm a big clam.
So I think without further ado, we'll get started in just a second. The timer starts when I press story, and I'll press that in. We'll do it on go. So 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so for those wondering what this game is, it's a 3D platformer by Sonic Team. This is technically a Sonic game. Where the whole premise of the game is you're basically rolling eggs around, and you use those eggs to destroy enemies and do lots of weird platforming maneuvers. That's basically the premise of it. It's a very bizarre game, but it's such, like, this game is actually, like, amazing as a speedrun. There's, like, so much janky physics, so many, like, little ways we can abuse the game just to do some really cool skips, and it'll just blow your mind, I reckon. So,
Wait, no, the timer hasn't started yet, I don't think. So we're going to get an easy world record here. We're just skipping the intro cutscene.
Intro skip's been discovered. Wow.
Yeah, unfortunately we're met with this minute-and-a-half long cutscene that's just, we can't skip this, we have to watch it. It's very weird. You can see, like, all these characters have some horrible designs, like one has a giant forehead.
He is the five-head.
Yes. So basically the premise is Billy's late to meet his friends. His friends are like, how dare you be late? But then this chicken just gets hurt, and then Billy saves the chicken, and now he's being teleported by this god of chickens. So we're going into our first level here, which is Forest Village Mission 1. So right off the bat, we won't have any powers, because we're not courageous enough. We need to go get some courage. So it's got mastery text box. If we go up to this wall right here, we can actually move a little bit faster, just to save us a few frames. Then we jump here. Then we can run against this wall. And so now we've got all the courage we need, because apparently, in order to roll X around, all we need is a suit.
That is true.
Everyone loves a chicken suit, though.
So coming up right next, we've got like 3 quite difficult tricks to perform, one after another. So I'm gonna let Clam and Christian describe this one whilst I just concentrate on doing it, because otherwise I feel like if I try and do both commentary on the trick and do all 3 of them, I'm just gonna mess something up, which would be embarrassing.
So first one coming up is a sign bounce, which we do a few times, but this is one of the more complicated ones because of the position. Because basically what happens is you can sort of like get inside of the signs, and when it does that, the game tries to push you out. Because of where the sign is, if you use that hoop to jump into the right position, it will push you out and up against the wall, which gives you the height, which makes you can skip having to open the big fence.
I just did all 3 of those very quickly there.
I know. You did it faster than I could explain it. Then, right after that, you had something that's called a knockback clip, which is basically you use the effect of being knocked back to hit yourself through thin walls. You can do that by damaging an egg you're holding with another egg, or you can do it by being damaged by an enemy. Both are done throughout the run. And then the other one was hoop skip, which was having to go around some large blue hoops which center around in a sequence. And you do that pretty much by jumping out and rolling onto the slide just below where you would hit the blue hoops.
Yeah. So for our explanation, we just did the first level. It's quite a fast-paced level. It's very technical. Basically, the objective was to max out that golden egg by picking up all that fruit, and then just bringing it here, because this is where the emblem will spawn. And I'm mashing...
There's one gold...
I think I got the 2-frame jump there. Yeah, I did, actually. I missed the emblem, though.
There are a few different types of levels in this game, but, it can get repetitive if you're playing it casually, and you're not going fast like we are. So, there are 7 worlds. There's 6 that you'll see in just a moment. And then there's a secret one which is unlocked at the very end of the run, where we only do 1 level in it. But the first level of every single world, apart from level 7, is always a golden egg one. Yeah. You've got to hatch the elders, and they bring back morning to the entire area. And the second one is always a boss one. where you have to kill a boss. So here will be our first boss. You have to get to the purple portal, and you kill the boss. There's a different boss in each level, and they're pretty uniquely designed. And each one comes with their own.
So as Clam said, the game like is quite repetitive at the casual level, but when you like speedrun it, like every level feels completely different. There's always something unique about these levels that you want to like that makes them interesting. So here we're gonna go for a trick called Flower Jump. This was recently discovered by Clam, and if we like basically base ourselves. Oh my god, this enemy's in the way. He came back to revenge. I thought he's gonna leave me alone. Okay, this should work. Yeah, sick. Okay, that's kind of a tricky trick to get, because you have to be like really spaced off from that sign. If you're like too far forward, you just don't get enough height, and if you're too far back, you just don't hit the sign. So it's like, you have to make sure you're spaced right, and I wasn't spaced right that first attempt, so, and then the cat came back, and the cat likes to hit you out the bounce. So that's basically the second level.
Yeah, that's the same thing as Christian was talking about for the very first trick we did, the boost of the sign. He's inside the sign just enough to give him an absolute bucket load of height and distance in order to be able to skip that, and that skips a little bit of R&D, killing 8 of those jumpy cats and a cutscene, so it saves about 4 seconds on average, maximum.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. Yeah. And it's free as well, obviously, because I found it.
So here's Eric Echo. He's the first boss. He's not the most interesting. He sort of like spins his tail and then comes to the middle. Well, he then chases you. But if we can like him in the middle, we can like reduce the amount that he, because at the end of every phase he goes back to the middle essentially. But if we hit him, if we get him to finish those phases in the middle, he doesn't have to walk back essentially, and it just saves like quite a few seconds. I'm trying to like do some like little counting here. So 1, 2, 1, 2. So I like try and count the steps that he does to try and keep him as close to the middle as I can. It's just a way I manage it. Also, he always appears in front of you, so you can just dash forward. He always goes shoot these lasers, so we just gotta be careful not to get hit by those, but if we dash to the side, it should be pretty straightforward.
Those lasers can really catch you off guard if you aren't paying attention.
They destroy you.
For some reason, more often than not, they will one-shot your egg for absolutely zero reason.
I mean, everything does that, to be honest, in this game.
Yeah. There's basically a somewhat RNG element in the sense that your egg can either crack or it can pop. And your egg can crack twice and then it will always pop. Or it can just pop no matter what. And it can get quite annoying if just for no reason your egg just blows up and you're like, well, I don't have an egg.
So it's time for that regularly scheduled Billy Law time. So what I did there was called clamming an emblem grab, because Clam absolutely just sucks at grabbing emblems. I just could not grab that emblem there, so I just clammed it.
The explanation on that is there's a runner on our leaderboard who's had their time for about like 4 or 5 years now, named Ion G. His time was basically a gatekeep from being a top runner and not, and I missed out on bopping his time because I missed the final emblem, which is where time ends.
Like 5 times.
About 5 times, and I didn't. It was an absolute massacre, but I've done a little bit better since then. Clamming an emblem.
I did it in world record, but I managed to like still get the 1 of 5.
So you only
world
clammed
records.
This level is very frustrating because it's like all these enemies have like weird movement patterns and they can like get spread out, and it's really difficult to kill them all when they do that. But luckily there they all like sort of came close together, so I managed to like kill them very quickly. We're hoping for like cherries and pineapples, which we actually got. That was a good fruit pick up there.
Should probably explain the fruit RNG.
Yeah, I'll let you two do that one. I just gotta make sure I don't scuff these jumps. I might take them a little safe actually.
And basically, with each of the different, there's like obviously you can tell there's different types of eggs, and each egg has a sort of preference for fruit, because each by default fruit increases the egg size by 1. So like it'll tick up the value it needs. However, if you get a piece of fruit that it prefers, so in the case of golden eggs, they prefer cherries and pineapples, it will double how much they increase by. So small fruit by default increase by 1, you get 1 of the preferred type, they give you 2. The larger fruit, which you'll see, usually give you 3 if I'm not mistaken, and so you double that and you get 6. So that gives you a lot of fruit if it's a preferred type. So that's why you want to get cherries or pineapples from there, because that will give you a medium egg, which balances out getting the 2 fruit at the very end, which will fill it up.
Yeah. Also, I think like it's best to like explain the route at this point as well. So usually, like, you know, most speed games people like prioritize like what route is the fastest to doing levels, but in this game it doesn't really matter which order you do levels in. So we basically just route the game so that we do all the harder levels first. So, you know, if anything was to go wrong, we can just reset, essentially. Of course, you know, like, we can't do that here, but either way, we're just going to do that route nonetheless. So we're going to go through all the pirate here, and then we're going to head back to Forest and do the missions that we didn't do, because in Pirate 4, we will unlock a new character who will unlock us a couple more missions, which will be very useful for getting some very quick emblem grabs.
This level right here, Pirate 2, it used to be my baby. I held the world record on it, which was a pretty insane world record. But the main...
Oh, I think you should talk about the cannons. Yeah.
Is slamming Billy on an egg, like firing him at a wall, and it'll launch him. As you'll see here, you line it up with there,
That's really fun.
and you just hit off the slide and collision flings you across the boss portal. That saves going through it, hatching an egg, killing a snake. It's like, it's a good while.
Yeah, it's an insane skip. It's really annoying though, because like the GameCube controllers have these horrible dead zones on them. So it's like getting that, like, the shot lined up perfectly is really difficult. And sometimes you'll be there like nudging up and down for like 5-10 seconds, and sometimes you'll just get it instantly.
Sometimes you'll just reset in the cannon because it just isn't good enough.
Yeah. Sometimes you just miss. Like it.
Also, Captain Glove, we had some controversy of whether it was a he or she until the game said he, because nobody actually decided to read. But there's a nice quick trick to kill him. So if you slam him before he hits the ground, it doesn't count as a hit when he's on the ground. And from here onwards, you're only able to hit him once with this size of egg when he lands on the ground. So if you hit him here, smack him, giant egg, hit him again, smack him, and then you ground slam while he's there, then it only takes one more hit to kill him.
You can probably
this
see
is a really cool one where you grab the emblem in mid-air, which hopefully Kai's got. I think he has.
Yeah, I think I have. You can probably see the look of concentration.
Finish the level.
So you can probably see like the look of concentration on my face, because there's like a rhythm you have to keep to that, or else you break your egg. So like I was like just trying to keep the rhythm over the commentary. I could see myself just looking really serious.
You did look kind
There's also some weird stuff with how the phases work, especially with hitting him with that egg slam.
Yeah.
If you hit him very, very quickly, he will only fire 2 of those extra shots.
Yeah.
If you do it a little bit, if you hit him while he's in there, just at any point, he'll fire 6. If you do it a little bit slower.
And if you miss, he'll shoot like 25.
Yeah, it's really dumb how the time save works on that one.
Also, you can...
Go on.
Do you want to just mention the menuing thing quick? Like, oh yeah, so I'll do it. Basically, there's a at the end of every boss level, we're going back to menu and going to select this quick and then just talking to the Elder. Here we actually have a really technical trick here. You know, it may not look it, but it's actually really stupid how this trick works. And I'm going to try and show it off. So this is called Super Clip and Yeet. It's a advanced version of a trick known as Clip and Yeet, where we can basically break the race AI at the end of the level to sort of jump off the level and just rubber band to the finish line. But we also found, so Super Clip and Yeet is like that, except like we do extra steps to make the race AI not jump off the level, but rather just fly straight to the end. It's quite a bizarre one, and I might just slow down a little bit just to show you how it like looks. Essentially, there's a bridge ahead of us. You can't see it now because it's despawned, but basically, the race AI has to make the decision to jump or run across it, depending on whether it's respawned or despawned, and then we're just going to mess with it there by just, you know, spawning it, despawning it very quickly. Oh, I didn't get it. I always marathon luck.
I
didn't get anything. Yeah.
See, you know, you don't get anything there.
I did not get anything. That's a shame. It's every time I try and show it off in a marathon, I always fail it. It's just how it goes.
Speaking of the level, though, using Super Clip and Yeet, it saves like a good 10 seconds. 9-10
seconds, yeah.
9-10 seconds, but the actual IL done by Kai is frame perfect. You literally can't do it any faster. And my IL is second place with 1 frame off, which was absolutely devastating. But Kai got it recently, and it was actually really impressive. It's like the only level that is literally frame perfect.
And it's not like a big deal either. It's basically it's about a matter of what frame like you're talking to like the penguin and what frame you're talking to him when he finishes the race and getting like a little 2-frame jump at the end. But it's not like, you know, it's not too impressive, but it is still cool to have a frame perfect die hour there. This is Save Roly. This is one of the shortest levels in the run, despite having a 5-minute timer on it. Because, like, we can just do this and get to the end of the level, essentially. And that's basically the whole level. We just gotta get up this slide and then Rolly's just there.
It also shows the awareness of the lore of this game, where Billy seems to go through to help the chickens, yet everybody else that gets teleported through is captured.
Yeah. Because obviously Billy's not courageous enough, so they didn't need to, like, worry about him. Is what I'm gonna guess. But honestly, if you just the more you question the lore of this game, it just doesn't make sense.
Although technically, you are able to complete this game without rescuing any of your friends, so you can do a genocide run of this game essentially and kill all of your friends by going into the levels, murdering them, and then getting all the other emblems.
Yeah,
So, it's possible.
Yeah, just about. Oh, I'm going the wrong way.
It's literally to the end, but you have to complete every single level apart from the things. Oh, actually, no, you might have to save one. I don't know, maths sucks. But
yeah, you're bad at maths, Clem.
I think you have to save either Rolly or...
No, you don't have to do any of them. There's 5 worlds, 5 missions you play as Billy, 25 emblems.
Yeah, but save Rolly is 2-4, so you miss out on 2 emblems there.
True, I didn't think about that.
4-4. So yeah, you have to save one of them.
Okay, let's not talk about maths and let's talk about this level, because this level's pretty pog.
Ah, yeah. we have another sort of like knockback clip coming up, which we're shown in the first level. This one is a little bit more annoying because that chick there is able to push the eggs around. So if she's in like just decides to run into them, she can really mess up the setup for her.
We're also gonna try and get a quick kill set on these cats coming out. I think that should be good enough. Yeah, that was pretty good. Yeah, if we roll there like instantly, the cats will sort of try and come together if they're like facing the right way. So it's a pretty nice way to get the quick kill. It's a little bit RNG dependent, but the setup is just manipulates it a little bit better. We're also, most of the gates in this game you just ignore. They don't really serve much of a purpose.
Yeah,
heck, we can even do it without an egg.
The devs just didn't care or what, but you can jump around almost every single gate in this game. It's pretty wild, and you can clip through every single one as well if you have an egg or an enemy.
Yeah, a 1 minute flat's pretty good for this level.
Also, if you climb up on a box or a ledge, you can just
let's not talk about that one yet.
Speaking
Speaking of clips, this is probably the hardest clip in the entire run, and I might have to reset level a couple times just to get it. Luckily, it's right at the beginning of the level, so it's not like a big deal if we lose time here. I got a pretty generous estimate here, so.
Stuck on 406 for 3 minutes.
Okay, so yeah, we have to like lure this cat over to this wall. Oh, we got first attempt sick.
Ah, first try.
And then jump on the top of his head. That cat has such a small hitbox, and you have to make sure you hit him with Rolly and not the egg, because otherwise the egg just pushes the cat away. And then like...
If you haven't noticed already, Kyrrone is a god gamer.
Also, we got the good RNG pattern as well, which is sick. The cat's like, the direction which the cat is spawned is like RNG related, and if it's not facing you, then it won't go straight to you. You have to kind of wait for it to turn around. So we didn't have to do any waiting there. Also, now we have to do another clip off this B. This is why we route to do this level earlier, because this is one of the hardest levels in the run. For sure.
But you nailed it.
And then we got the B clip. Basically, we did a dash cancel.
That was very clean.
Yeah, so what we did there, we dash cancelled it spawned, and it just forced the B to inflate right away. And then we just got it to chase us into the wall.
That was a very clean level, congratulations.
That was a 39, so that's really good.
It's pretty annoying to be able to get that one just straight through. Runs, marathons especially.
Yeah, so now we're just going to go back to Pirate, do one more level. This is definitely the hardest level, one of the highest levels in Pirate. Especially for like the casual players, because like the beginning of this level is actually brutal. But I've kind of like played this game for so long that I kind of know what I'm going to do. It's a bit RNG heavy. There are these anchors up ahead, and they sort of like swing really fast, and you have to sort of move between them. Because we want to do that fast, so we just want to not wait around for them. Okay, I'll tell you what I'm going to do, lads. I'm going to take that a bit safe. There we are. That last anchor was a bit dodgy looking, so I decided just to wait out the second roll, as opposed to doing it all in one go. Here we got this island coming up, and I don't know if anyone's played this game casually in chat, but there's this like island, and all the platforms get surrounded by fire. But essentially we don't really care about that, because if we move fast enough, we can actually get to the last platform on the island before the fire even surrounds the entire platform. Like so. As you can see, like the fire's starting like surround, but like yeah, we just got out there very quick.
In and out, 20-minute adventure.
There we are. And that's basically what I call the early game complete now. The early game's definitely the hardest part of the run. And it should get a little bit easier from this point on, but also there is a really difficult level in the mid-game that a lot of runners don't like. I think it's pretty fun though.
It's fun if you can do it.
Yeah. So now we're going back to that rhythm of doing basically a golden egg mission, then a boss level, golden egg mission, boss level, until we get to the sand world now, because as I said, I prioritize what levels are the hardest, and definitely the golden egg levels and the boss levels are some of the hard levels in the run. It's just that we want to get Forest 6 done as early as possible because it's just brutal. The technical level of that is just not fun. So we need to get the golden egg, and to do that we need to open the cage by killing some enemies. This dinosaur went the wrong way, but that's fine.
Yeah.
It's been, I kind of want to push
them
them
all
all
together. It'll be nice to
together.
give you cherries or pineapples.
Yeah, compensation, please. Watermelons, it's a shame.
Let me know when there's time for some donations, by the way.
Yeah, go for it now. It's just fruit pickup.
Yeah.
Fine, cool. So we have $5 here from Infinite Genie saying, "Hey, putting $5 to a good cause. Best of luck on the Billy run, Kai."
Thanks, Gene.
And we also got $5 here from E Norby saying, "Spider undies, let's go." If you're confused by that donation, the donation goes towards the Marvel Spider-Man incentive, the skin incentive, where
Okay.
the undie suit is an option. So yeah.
Cool. Okay.
Thanks for the donation, guys. Keep them coming.
So this owl is really weird. You have to like torture him frame 1, or else you have to kind of wait a couple seconds. So I'm gonna. I suck.
It's because of a strange interaction with the game. With that green hoop, if that's bouncing, for some reason, that takes away your ability to talk to the Elder if it's not in the first frame.
Yeah. I just mash and pray to do it. So
yeah, if you get good AF through RNG, it is possible to skip that because you can get to that top platform by doing a tree bounce before the gate.
Yeah.
Instead of having to bounce around it.
But yeah, we needed to just bounce around because there was like more fruit around the back of the gate that we needed to max out the egg. But now here's like this is probably the longest level of the run, or the second longest. It's probably like tied, to be honest. So this is Dino 2. See, there's a thing about this game that we haven't really talked about yet, and there's like we haven't actually hatched any eggs other than golden eggs at this point. So we actually see our first hatch is not a golden egg here, and it's this purple egg here. And these striped eggs here all contain like a little animal buddy, like a little Pokemon. And they have these like little elemental powers that we can use to our advantage. So this is Richie. He has the power of Ice and Illusions. Essentially what that means is he just... you'll see in a minute, you'll understand. But basically, you see in the bottom left there's these like dinosaur heads. They're basically like really hot heads, essentially, and we just need to cool them down with ice. And so Richie's ice powers are very good for doing that. So we have to come up here and we have to shoot these things, dodge the meteors, and then jump off. We can't jump off immediately, or else the hits don't register. But as we call up the dinosaur heads, like more of the level just becomes like less surrounded in lava. And then we're gonna do this jump off here. And we're gonna try and land on this banana because this banana makes the rest of the level a little bit easier. Here's one of the hardest jumps in the game. We got it, nice.
Got it.
And then
Also,
we gotta come up here now. We're gonna jump on this X, bounce, and bounce. Also, yeah, I know this was what Christian was gonna say. If you die on this level, it's super punishing because you just have to hatch Richie again. Oh my. This level's also got lots of really rough RNG, like a meatball just could hit you up the air like that. So now we're gonna miss a cycle, which is unfortunate. But, you know, actually, let me just back this up a bit better because I failed with a small egg. Okay, that should work. So if we land on this, we can just do the back up here by just holding A over this tree. And we just get on top of here like so. God, that game just did not want me to have fun there.
yeah. You also saw like the more common use of a side bounce as well to get across that giant gap.
Oh yeah, I completely forgot about that.
Because that skips when I was trying to do it casually. That took me, I think it was like 20 minutes just trying to get that one.
Yeah, trying to do the little puzzle.
Yeah, there's a small puzzle there, but because of like how you need to roll the eggs, if you roll an egg too fast, you fail.
Yeah.
But to get it slow enough, because the railings can be a bit dodgy, the egg will either not go on it, or the egg will go on, and so will Billy, but Billy will fall straight off the edge.
The thing is, like, with this game, is I've been running it for like quite a while now. That like, some like the fundamental text, like a sign bounce, it just like they feel like natural movement to me that I just like completely forget to talk about it. So here's
the worst part in this game that I found casually was that I couldn't like get on those small red rails. Like in Circus 1, we skipped them, the ones that you put your egg around and run through the hole. But now that I've played the game a lot, I've run the game, I know tech, I now realize that you can just dash jump onto them, and if you just land on them, Billy will just go on.
Yeah,
with it, and it'll be fine.
The game doesn't really give you much context as to how to do things, really. So, like, a lot of people like complain about it being jank, but a lot of the jank can just be replaced with just, you know, once you know how to use the movement effectively, but I guess that's the case with any game. The game would definitely be good if it, like, taught you some maneuvers and things.
Yeah, the game doesn't even tell you how to dash jump until Circus 2, which is, like, quite a ways in.
Yeah.
Yeah. It goes, by the way, did you know you can jump like this?
And it just presents you with a really big gap that you can sign bounce over, but I think the casual player would probably not.
This boss is really boring, by the way. It's literally just waiting around the boss fight. That's why I'm not really, like, commenting much on it. It's literally just... Like, if there were donations right now, this would be, like, the perfect time for them, but...
Yeah, there is actually one here.
Oh, then let's get a donation.
Oh, great.
So you got $25 here from Pily? Not exactly sure. With the comment, good luck, Kyrrone.
Yo,
And
thank you.
Is that,
He,
is that a play on Cluck?
Maybe, I don't know.
Alright,
And
where's...
he split up, by the way, his donation. $10 go towards the Sonic 4 Episode 2 Beat the Game bonus run incentive. $10 go toward the Godzilla Save the Earth any %. And $5 go towards the Yoku Island Express any %. The Skull Ball color. So thank you very much for the generous donation. We much appreciate that. Also, by the way, before I forgot, a quick thanks to Dave, Faye, the YY, and Captain GMB for subscribing to the SA channel. Appreciate that.
Let's see if we get on the... I don't think we did it. Oh, we missed it. If we, like, line up perfectly, we can, like, just land straight on the emblem after killing the boss, but it is pretty difficult just to get... There's, like, no good visual cue when you're over on the other side. You just gotta hope that you, like, the lineup was good. But I always get, like, close. It's never like, I'm on the other side of the arena. So probably coming up to, like, one of the most unseemingly Monka-esque levels in the entire run, in my opinion. So we're gonna head to the Blizzard World now, and Blizzard 1 starts off with quite a few, like, tight jumps, and then I'm gonna do a strat right at the end of the level that just looks like it shouldn't work, but it just is consistent. It scares Christian every time.
Yeah, you recently showed it to me, and every time, it's just because of the experience I've had in that area, personally. Doing what he does, it scares me.
Okay, so right off the bat, we're going to actually turn around and jump off here. And if we hit these trees like this, we can end up, you know, on the other side of the level, which is pretty cool. And then we got to do this jump here. That's a 4-frame window to bounce out of that hoop, or else you get hit by that fire below it. That's why I say it's quite Monk-esque, because it's like, you can easily just miss the A press and get punished hard for it. And then we got this slide here, and this slide really quite difficult to manage. Because, like, you can easily, like, it won't let you turn sometimes. So we've got to try and, like, grab the strawberry and the cherry, which we got, so that's fine. We don't have to have any backup plans, which is cool. So I guess show off the really cool Monk-esque strat that I have. So we're going to come here, we're going to turn around, and we're going to jump over this penguin. They're going to bonk into each other like this, and then just come super close to the gold egg like that. And I don't think I've actually explained this yet, but if the gold egg takes any damage whatsoever, it breaks, and you have to start over again.
And it gives you the longest, if you're on a speedrun, it gives you the longest feeling cutscene in the entire world after it breaks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's because there's two cutscenes. You have the cutscene of the egg breaking, then Illy has a tantrum.
Yeah. Luckily, the golden egg doesn't have any, like, hitbox when, like, it's starting to hatch, so it just looks really scary, that strat, like, it shouldn't work, but just because how the game works, it does.
I think that applies to all eggs. All eggs lose their, like, they become invincible as soon as they go from being sort of like a rigid body to, oh, they're being hatched.
Yeah.
And don't forget those penguins' hitboxes are a little bit weird. You can be a little bit inside them and it'll be fine.
So this is a really interesting level coming up, actually. This level got rerouted twice this week.
Yeah.
This one was crazy.
Yeah. We found this like new strat, which I'm not actually going to do in this marathon run because it's quite difficult, and honestly I'm trying to make good time here. But we changed up the route of how we like handle like the eggs in this level, because we have, yeah, again, you can see in the bottom corner there's some things that we have to break, so we need another animal for that. So scary jump, easy jump though. You have to space that one round well, or if you get hit by the thorn. And then we need to pick up all this fruit here, or like at least 4 fruits, so that's good. And we're gonna hatch Cypher here. We used to like go to the left when we come down the bottom of that slide, but going to the right we found is actually just a little bit easier and can allow you to make some cycles just a bit easier. It's just as fast, but it's just easier. And then we're gonna do this, jump into this forms like this to clip through the wall. And then we're gonna go up these hooks like this. And then we gotta make sure we land all these shots and make the next cycle. And somehow I honestly don't understand why that shot didn't come out first time there, but it didn't, so we missed a cycle there, that's fine. It's not a big time loss. Then we can shoot him through the wall there. I just want to show that one off because it looks cool.
Yeah. The timing for firing Cypher is a bit weird.
Yeah, I'm a bit confused why that one actually didn't work, because I thought I waited plenty long enough.
So did I. But
like,
it is what it is.
Like, I spent a lot of time lining that up, and then when I pressed X it didn't come out, I was baffled. So here's the coolest boss in the game, in my opinion. So, all the bosses so far, you might notice that we can only like hit them a certain amount of times before they go invincible. This is the only boss that doesn't have a damage cap, essentially. But this boss also has a lot of health. So right off the bat, we're going to hit him 8 times. So I call that like slapping the booty there, because we just go from like one cheek to the next to deal the damage.
I need to slap those cheeks for RNG.
And then I need to make sure I grab enough fruit here. That's good. Okay, so there we are. And then we're just going to hit him a bunch there. And now we'll have a giant egg already. And then we get to do this strat here. So jump, dunk, jump, dunk. And the boss is dead.
Yeah, that's the fastest way to deal damage to this boss.
Yeah.
And because of the no damage caps,
you can just
take him from what his health is from the first phase all the way down.
Yeah, you can actually if you get absolutely perfect luck, and I'm the only person in the community to ever do this, you can actually finish him in that previous phase we had. But you need to like those fruit drops from like those ice balls that are flying everywhere to come really early. But it's impossibly difficult to get.
Yeah, you would do that when you were just testing out the new route to see how fast you could get it.
Yeah.
And you found out you got the faster clip, the faster platform cycle, and then got the God Mole cycle.
Yeah.
So it was that I don't think that could get beat.
No, that's not being beaten.
Not easily, anyways. It would require insane RNG and just a little bit faster of the main level, but the actual boss itself.
I mean, I was very panicked when I got it, so there's definitely like time to save on like the grab on the emblem and things, but it ended up being like 10 seconds faster than it was.
Important question is, did you clam the emblem?
No, but I was very like shaken, so I was like wasn't moving optimally.
As long as you didn't clam the emblem.
So we don't have to talk about this yet, but welcome to the worst level in the entire game.
This is RNG can lose you about 15 seconds or so here.
We've got to snake these penguins so they don't become a problem. Like so. Also, they don't have a hitbox until like a very short amount after they start spinning, so you see that I just ran from as they're spinning because their hitbox just wasn't active just yet. It's always a bit scary to do though, because you always think, am I going to make it in time? So honestly, I wasn't sure I was going to do it then.
Now, the way this level usually works, you expect to go around and try and get on some rails.
Nice.
However, the rails are really dumb and difficult to get on, so he does what's called a PDR.
Yeah.
To instead of having to go on the rails, he can launch himself upwards onto that platform.
But because we skipped so much, we really don't have like much fruit to grab here. So we gotta hope that there's a cherry and pineapple drop here, from the big cat at least. And we got that, nice.
Oh, you got it.
Yes.
And then I just need to pick up some extra fruit, and then that's a good RNG.
Yeah.
So that's good. Perfect RNG is the fastest way to complete the level, which is where if you get cherries or pineapples,
From both.
cherries and pineapples, one of them, but both the cats drop one of them,
Yeah.
like both the big cats, because that'll fully fill up your egg and you'll be able to just run across. But with the other ones, you either need 2 normal fruits and a cherry or pineapple from the small cats, or the
Yeah, so worst RNG would be if you got no cherries or pineapples from big cats and less than 2 cherries and pineapples from the small enemies. Otherwise, you have to wait for those. As you saw at the beginning, I picked up some like watermelons and a big pineapple. You'd have to wait for them to respawn, essentially. Which
I've
takes...
only ever seen perfect RNG once, and that was, to me, I think in my 2nd run of this game. And the people in stream were just dead annoyed that the person that couldn't make use of that time save was the person getting it.
It happened to me in my one-handed run twice.
Oh yeah, that was funny. Okay, so the thing about circuses is it's a very RNG heavy world. Like you had that the 15-second RNG time loss there that, you know, can happen, and then you've got like a 50-50 here. After this room, there'll be like these 2 mirrors. One's a dud and one's a fake door essentially. We need to make sure we go through the one that's just like that is a dud essentially, so we can go continue on. If we don't get the dud, then we have to fight a wave of enemies. And luckily, we don't even need to see that wave of enemies because I got the right door.
Yeah.
So
It's basically just 2 big cats, and they take about like 10 seconds to deal with.
10 seconds? What are you on about? It's 4!
Well, I mean, not when I'm playing.
Yeah.
How slow are you at killing big cats? And also, I'm not looking where I was going. So here's a cool trick. Essentially, we're going to do a sign bounce here, but we're going to hit an egg on the way, and it's going to do some crazy stuff. I think that's all you need to know, really.
This is one of the hardest tricks for a beginner.
Ah, nuts! Okay, that's a shame.
Oh, I did too early.
Yeah, I pressed A too early there. That's fine. We'll just set it up again.
Yeah.
So we can go honky speeds. There we are. I'm pretty good at it, so like... Oh!
Oh!
Lads, I'm messing up.
So this is
It's
a
just
perfect
marked
example of what happens if you don't hit the checkpoint in that room. There is a checkpoint where you can hit.
That is actually rude. Oh, Jesus. Okay, I'm a bit monkeress right now. It's fine. Luckily, like all the doors are open already.
All the doors stay open.
Yeah, so we just have to set it up again. So you get to see it for a 3rd time, lads. Let's go. Oops, line up it.
It's fine because they always say 3rd time's the charm.
I haven't missed that roll in so long, so I was really surprised.
Those were 3 insanely good out of bounds. I wish I was UK. I really do.
And I'm also gonna, because I've messed this up 3 times now, or twice now, I'm gonna hit this mirror. Because if we break our egg in this next room, there is no egg in these 2 rooms for us to actually continue on with.
The reason you do that go out of bounds there is because you skip 2 more rooms with mirrors, which means you save yourself time going through the rooms and also
Billy's
having
angry.
to guess the RNG.
Yeah, one of the rooms has 3 glass walls, one of them has 4, and there's also a kill all the enemies and then press 3 switches rooms, and it takes a long time.
And
also, going into that portal, Billy just screams. I forgot to mention that. He just has his mouth
I don't
wide
know.
open.
I don't know why that was, but it's funny when it happens.
It just happens sometimes.
This is probably the most fun boss in the game. Like, it's just pretty straightforward. There's nothing that's going to kill your run unless you're really bad at it for some reason. It's like the most scripted boss fight in this game.
Yeah, we speed it up a little bit, but it's basically one of the freest tricks, and you just need good movement. Just be in this exact spot after collecting all the fruits, and you'll be fine.
I'm really upset about that circus too, though, because like it looked so confident, and then like I mistimed an A press and died. Like honestly, I expect better from myself.
I mean, you gotta show the death back up sometimes. You know, it happens.
Yeah. Plus, you did get like 3 nutty like sign bounces.
Yeah.
Better than I could ever do, and I'm 3rd. I've never even cleared the door.
No, I know my PB, I was annoyed at the time I was on, so I just tried to YOLO it and managed to get it, which I was very surprised at.
Christian Royal, more like big flex.
So
I don't have much to flex.
we're going on to our final golden egg mission here now. So, and as I said, it's the final golden egg mission. You're like, oh no, this one's going to be difficult, surely. No, this one's actually the easiest. Somehow they made the final golden egg mission the easiest for the speedrun. And, you know, and I appreciate that because after Circus 1, I don't really want any more difficult golden egg missions. So now going into Sand Ruin, which is the Sick World.
There's actually a really fun RNG route you can do to kill a dinosaur, but, you know, it relies on RNG, so...
You lose time if you get bad RNG, you gain time if you gain like 2 seconds if you get good RNG. Is it really worth it? No, let's go for the middle ground.
104, potentially, maybe? Relies on all RNG?
The real question is Crow Bounce?
No. Not after Circus 2.
Certainly to Crow Bounce.
Crow Bounce is so mongrous. It's a weird trick. I for some reason I had like a different level in my head, so I was trying to break those pillars.
Yeah, Crow Bounce is a way to skip those 3 hoops. I think it saves... How many seconds does it save?
About 3 if you do it really quickly.
Yeah. However, if you fail it, you just fall instantly into the sand.
And die,
Yeah,
and you have to climb all the way back up there again. So yeah, as I said, it's the easiest one. This is like one of the only gold egg missions that doesn't require RNG or any jank slides. We just need to pick up all the fruit that's along this path, and that will give us a max save. We do have to kill the dinosaur, but whatever it drops doesn't actually matter. Because it will just max our egg anyway. The difference between good RNG and bad RNG there is whether or not you just have to pick up 1 or 2, but they're always grouped together, so you just pick them up together.
I don't think Cosmic agrees that it saves 3 seconds.
What's the thing? 1? Because I think 1 was if you did the bounce.
He's just done 3 question mark.
It saves very little time because I managed to gold not doing it.
I always seem to lose 3 seconds to my golds when I don't go for it, essentially. That's why I've said 3 seconds. Either way, this is probably the hardest level of the run now, coming up. I mean, I said Forest 6 is, but this is arguably tied with like being the most difficult. It's longer for one, and it has 2 absolutely insane tricks. I think everyone's going to love these. And I apologise if you don't.
No, I think what it is, I think Forest 6 is harder RNG wise.
It's a little bit more like the tricks you need to do are a little bit more precise, but like it's a shorter level and it's all condensed. But
yeah, it's also because there's like only 1 real tough trick in Forest 6, whereas this has 2 absolute run killers that you can't recover from.
But you can recover, but it's not fun.
Well,
so yeah, we're gonna kill both these speeds at once here to.
You remember? I died on this first one. So this first trick is called torch jump. Basically, there's a torch, and it's the same kind of entity as a sign, in the sense that you can bounce out of it, and you can also boost off the top, presuming Billy doesn't get hit by the fire. But if you line yourself up perfectly,
and time it just right, yeah, you
then
can
it
skip.
skips one of the underground sections, which is quite a big time save. It's really annoying to go around that sand room. And then here is the other trick. So it was first discovered by a man named Mr. Fammy.
History lesson for Fam here.
Hence the name Fammy Skip. So
we'll take that save. Okay.
I'll stay quiet while Kai does this, and then I'll explain it afterwards.
Yeah, it's quite a spectacle. Every time.
So, basically what happened there was, using an egg boost, he launched himself over to the little pillar. That's not too bad, okay? Whoa, special. He then went onto a statue and did a surprisingly precise angled jump across to the bees. Now,
the bees shouldn't even be there.
He landed on. There's the boss portal, which skips another giant area. For like an average runner, it's probably about 40 to 45 seconds. At least that's what it was for me when I first implemented it.
Yeah.
And
we have to land by the bees in such a certain way that they inflate late so you can actually do the clip. If they inflate too early, you just miss the opportunity to do it.
Yeah, so where he landed was a specific spot, a little blue diamond, and he landed in the middle of it. And what it does is it makes the bee inflate at the correct time. If you're slightly too off, the bee can turn too quickly, face you, and it can inflate early, stuff like that. It can be a whole mess.
So there's going to be a lot of waiting around here, sorry. And essentially we're doing this to skip an actual phase in this by waiting. It's very bizarre, but it works. Okay.
Because there's an abuse of the damage caps.
Yeah.
Basically, you can go above that damage cap, but then you can't do anything extra. So if you abuse the different sizes of eggs as you're going through it, you can end up going further past the damage cap per phase.
Yeah. It's essentially like he takes like 4 damage and then gets up, but we can do 5 by like hitting him with like one sized egg, then hitting him with like the next sized up. Nice. Here we're gonna go for Datson's little strat here. Just put the egg in the corner and then just group them all up. This attack is like the casual player's worst nightmare. Honestly, I don't think any casual player likes that phase because it's like no one thinks like just sit there and take damage. They just let it chase them and just hit them a bunch. So yeah, we can speed up this mold phase by keeping him against the wall here.
If you jump on the wall, you can also just ram his face into the wall. But you know, obviously in a run, if you're slightly off and he does end up touching you, then that's basically a run reset because that's a death and you have to restart the entire fight.
So we're just gonna keep them all in the middle. There we are. And yeah, so we didn't have to fight the monkey boss there because we did the phase skips by using the damage.
It's basically an invincible boss rush that you have to go through, and we just decided, nah, we don't want to do the last one.
The last one's the most annoying anyway. He just throws bombs all over the arena, and there's like no way to get them out of the arena like we did with the Glur phase. So it's just us being like absolutely scared for our lives for like 25 seconds.
Yeah, that describes it really well, actually. Being absolutely terrified for about.
Because like the bombs could just break your egg, and then you're just like, oh nah. So we haven't actually explained this. To unlock the final level, we need to do the next level in the Sand Ruins. Except if you go to the end of the level and you don't have 25 emblems, it will kick you out. So we need to actually go grab more emblems just to meet that requirement. So we have 17, so we need to do like 8 more missions before we can enter Sand Ruins free. So we're going to go through Circus, because these missions... Circus 4 and 5 are really quick, and so we're just going to do Circus 3 to unlock those. This level's quite interesting. This had like a little reroute recently. We're going to do this puzzle. We can actually skip the puzzle, but it's slower somehow. Basically, we just have to turn all the tiles to blue. We're going to pick up this Reki egg here. Oops, there we are. I'm not sure which way Billy's going to face. Okay, backwards. And then... So yeah, as you can see again, bottom right left corner there's these batteries and the old generator things. We just need to power them up with electricity. We have a yellow egg, obviously electric. Animal in here. Oops, IGU. Okay, that was interesting.
Yeah.
You're just too good, frame perfect, that's all it is.
I didn't get the text box as well there, so that's going to mess me up in a minute. So we're going to line up this. We're going to do a strat here that allows us to hit 2 of these batteries at once. But it's a little bit precise. I might miss it. I sometimes do. I'm also going to take it slow because the camera angle just seems god-awful. Okay, I did hit the first one. So I hit the first one, that's fine. Then we have to come over to this wall here. Line up like so. Oh, nah, I missed. I hate this strat so much. Sorry, Cosmic and Datsun. I know this is your strat, but can you like... Okay. Honestly, I'm just going to reroute because I don't want to lose Reki here.
Basically what happens is he goes through the wall and he just clips, well, he finishes on that second one, but he just clips that first one instead of coming back inbound. And it allows him to hit both, so when you get to this last one, you just dash off as soon as you fire off Reki, you get down to the end as soon as possible.
The angle's kind of rough. I honestly was quite surprised it didn't go through both times there. Oh, honestly, I was practicing this earlier, I wasn't having any luck with it. But it's fine, it's like... Oh, there's the text box. Oh my god, I lost a lot of time here.
We have time for another donation?
Yeah, it's fine. Very boring level coming up anyway, so...
Yeah, just real quick, we got a massive, insanely $180 from the most amazing Tiny Tim with the comment, "Hey all, amazing to see another UKSG event. Best of luck to Kyrrone and shoutouts to the excellent commentators. Put this towards episode medal because who doesn't want more Sonic? Cheers." And yeah, that donation incentive for Sonic got absolutely killed. We overkilled it. It's currently 200 out of 20. So that incentive kind of got destroyed. But yeah, thank you very much, Tiny Tim. Absolutely amazing.
Speaking more Sonic, depending on how you look at it, this is a Sonic game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Made by Sonic Team.
Sonic is actually in this game, but we just won't be seeing him because that's like.
This is the best 3D Sonic game.
Honestly, it's debatable.
Argeek might disagree.
Argeek's meant to be speedrunning this game.
Argeek has been called out.
That Ember grab is really annoying because of the enemies there, and
yeah,
it's just they're all just clustered together. It's not easy. Not gonna lie, lads, this run started well and it sort of just went a bit pear-shaped in Circus 2, but we're still way above estimate, that's fine.
Yeah, I think you're on about high 107 pace right now.
That's still good.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
Here's one, I think this is the shortest level in the run. Or, yeah, this is the shortest level in the run. By like a second compared to Rolly.
Okay. It's also a very Monka level.
Yeah,
there's
so
a long jump that when I first started I couldn't get it. An Exilor, who's someone who's run this game for quite a while, but he's kind of disappeared now from running it. He's still active.
He wants to come back, he said.
He doesn't play the game. But that long jump that he just did there, oh boy, did I spend hours on stream trying to get that.
So yeah, that firework also, like, the golden eggs get destroyed if they take damage. The fireworks get destroyed if they hit any enemy. So you have to, like, make sure, like, you don't run into any enemies. If you miss those hoops, you have to fight a bunch of enemies, and you have to, like, try and dodge around them. Nice
You can killer snipe with one of the yellow hoops, though. It's great.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't damage him, but you know,
it looks cool.
Cool.
Okay, so that's all Circus done now. We have to go back to Blizzard, and we're gonna save the next friend here, which is Bantam, who was the fat guy in the beginning. He's also my boy.
No, you're forgetting the level before that. We do that after this level.
Oh yeah, but I'm just explaining why we're going back to Blizzard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, fair enough.
But before we say Bantam, we actually have to make a snowman. It's a very, very bizarre level, but it's actually quite fun. This is like, you get rewarded for having like really good chain dashes here. So, and like we have to route it. So we're gonna try and route it so that like the moment the snowman's head is fully grown, it's like the bottom of the slide. We have to kind of be careful with these penguins though, because they, yeah, again, damage will break the snowman. Because everything that's not an egg in this game is just fragile for some reason. Yeah, eggs can take massive hits.
Basically, eggs are the ultimate cooking ingredient, and everybody should always use eggs instead of snow.
Yeah.
Or box.
Yeah. I thought my gunpowder tasted weird in my pancakes.
Yeah, the gunpowdery taste is a little bit weird. But...
Yeah.
So that's the snowman built. We kind of broke his neck. Oops. But he's fine. He's fine. Don't worry about it. It's okay.
Here's my favourite level now. Save Bantam is actually a phenomenal level.
This is Kai's baby. He's absolute.
It's one of my favorites as well. I think it was like the first IL that I ever tried to grind.
Yeah, I think it was. You were like, "Is this good time?" I was like, "No, get better."
I was like, "Okay." And so I got.
You took it well, so that's good. It's just some nice movement. There's nothing like too technical. Oh, that's a shame. I'm trying to land in that green hoop, but I ended up going under it. I'm gonna try and get an IGU here, but the odds of that is very unlikely. Nah, that's a shame. If we land on that like edge of the right angle, we can get like this nice little instant get up. But it's like, excuse me.
And that is why you.
As I said, this run was going pear shaped, so let's back this up again. There we are.
Luckily, it's like.
It's not a big time loss. You just have to.
That's it back up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's marathon luck, isn't it?
Thinking, oh yes, use the egg and dash, but it's actually faster to take about 6 steps and then just hold A and you just land in the emblem. It's faster than using an egg and then getting rid of it.
Yeah. I mean, that's just my luck, isn't it? Like, you get like, the first 105 time in this game, like, 2 days ago, and then you just have this, like, sort of, this trashy run, but I mean, at least I got to show off Family's game first try. That's always cool.
Yeah. I think Sand 2 is the level you show people to get them into Billy speedrunning.
Yeah, that'll Pirate 2.
looks
Pirate 2 is really cool.
Yeah.
Here's another, like, auto-scroller, so it's kind of just another waiting game. Unfortunately, like, there isn't a trick like we could do with the Penguin one that you guys still didn't get to see, I'm afraid. But, we just essentially just have to get to the end. There's nothing we can abuse here. Except for one
I'm
little...
sure if this time at the end we can possibly take like the 50 seconds to show off the super clip and yeet.
Yeah, I mean, if that's okay with, like, the hosts and if we're not over schedule. But we also have a secret donation incentive of $0 to make Christian sing the end credits song, so...
No, banned.
Actually, there is one thing we can do here. If we match B on the spot, we could actually get the AI to just sort of float in the air. That's about it. It's a little bit.
How little time does that save?
2 frames. It looks cool though. Look, he just floats.
Yeah. The flying creature doesn't stay on the floor.
But he's not flapping his wings.
Away, that's what makes it interesting.
Yeah. That place
What if it's like a hummingbird? You just can't see the wings flapping.
No, because we could see the wings flapping earlier. Okay, Christian, it's time for your baby.
Oh, my baby. See, this is
Christian,
my baby.
I hold the IO record. What do you?
Yeah, but Christian found the strat.
I found the strat.
Okay, no, Christian found the strat to do it faster. Clem actually was part of the... Okay, I'll let you guys explain this one, because this is kind of like your joined baby, and I'm just sort of there doing it in
Go
runs.
off, Christian. It's all yours, son.
Basically, something that was found a while ago was there's a cave in here that we need, because you need to get to the top of the mountain of this level. But we found you could clip in using this box.
Oh no!
Which you failed.
Okay.
Somehow. Well, you still got shut off. But basically,
it's a hard job, to be honest.
If you hug yourself into the wall, like the corner of the box, and jump on and slightly move to the right, you can grab onto it and clip into the wall.
There we go.
And from there, you can jump into this cave, which leads you to a blue hoop, and that takes you to the top of this, which takes you pretty much to the end of the level.
Yeah.
Also,
There's a slightly faster way to do it. But if you grab on from the top and use an egg to break the box as you're doing it, you skip a couple of animations. However, that is stupidly precise and shouldn't only ever be done in an IL.
Yeah.
Kai, why did you ever find that?
It was Pedro who suggested it.
Quick shout out to It's Mr. P for also helping find it.
Yeah.
Christian found that setup that was just done. Me and Pedro found out that it was possible with Kai to do.
Yeah.
And then I hold the IO record, which is currently 24 seconds.
I found the original corner clip tech in another level, and I only thought it was on certain walls, and I just sort of discovered you can actually do it on certain walls as long as there's a wall to the left of the corner. And then we just, Pedro and Clan managed to like collaboratively find set up in that level, which
Pedro,
is really cool.
sorry Kai, but Pedro's trying to call me out. So he says, "Excuse me, sir, I invented this strat, but I was the first one to do it. So you found it, but I did it because you're physically incapable to do it. So that's that finished."
That it was very much. I like it a lot. 'Cause it was very much a community effort for finding it.
Yeah.
It's like say, Kai found the tech to clip on how to clip the walls using corners. Pedro and Clam collaboratively together found, hey, we can do it in this spot.
And then I found a safe setup for it, and then you found a fast setup for it.
And then I found a faster safe setup for it.
Yeah.
It's a very safe setup as well. Like it's basically guaranteed. The only hard part is a very quite difficult jump if you want gaming hard.
Essentially, you gotta just press both the jump and hold the direction at the same time. If you like do one after the other, you will die. So it's like
yeah.
If you hold down left, it's a little bit easier for my testing, but either way, it's still very slow.
Yeah. It's one of those. If you want to do it as fast as possible, so you jump like ASAP. I think did you say you had like 3 frames to do it?
Yeah.
Jump, if you're just holding left.
Also,
but if you just let yourself climb up and then jump off, then you're fine.
Okay, so I keep saying this is the highest level in the run. This is this is probably the highest level in the run now.
All of the levels in this run are the hardest level in the run. Let's be honest.
No, to be honest, there's like I like to say there's like 3 hardest levels in the run, which is Sand 2, Sand 3, and Forest 6. And this is going to be the final hard level of the run, for sure. So I'm gonna now talk about my baby. This is called a KGU, which stands for Kyrrone's Groovy Underground. Essentially, we have to go like open this little gate here to go underground, and then just do some platform under there. But we don't really need eyes to do that. And apparently we need skill as well, because I just died. Can't believe my baby just betrayed me like that. Alright, let's try again. I just got a slide for some reason, it just really freaked me out. Okay, so we're going to jump through this death flame, roll forward, turn camera, dash jump forward, and now we're at the end of the room.
That skips a cutscene and having to go through hoops.
We got an unfavourable beat pattern there.
Doing a sign bounce.
There's another way. Oh my gosh. There's another way to do which I do, which loses about 4 seconds to my best anyways, is if you jump through there and hold back, it fixes the camera.
Yo, Clam, what's my pace?
Quick. You line yourself up with, and
Clam,
just hold up towards the sign, that'll boost your graphs.
What's my pace? Just so I know. Well,
what's your pace?
How many attempts?
I'll check, hang on.
How many attempts do I have of this trick? This is why I say this is the hardest level in the run, by the way, this upcoming trick.
You're currently at an hour, so.
Okay. Okay, yeah, we'll take a couple more attempts. This is statue jump. This jump off the slide is actually super dumb.
Yeah. It's because unlike when he jumped on the statue in Sand 2, here he can't egg bounce, which stops you in place. Here
And we
you
can't
need to land at a position where you can stand up with the egg.
Yeah, there we are.
Like that.
And here's an even more precise jump than the one in Sand 2, but obviously
yeah, there you go.
Kai's sick as hell.
Oh god.
Yeah.
And
here you have probably the hardest clip in the game for sure.
Oh yeah, for
but
sure.
It just reinforces the fact that doors do in fact not exist.
It's not hard at all.
That's
walk.
the easiest clip.
Yeah, you literally just walk against the wall and you just go in. It's so stupid.
Literally just an up left angle and you're fine.
I hate statue jump. I was during the world record the other day, I was panicking because literally it's literally the only time save I had left was I had to go for it. Luckily I got it. But I was mad sweat. I was like, oh no. Okay, so 159, not great, but that's fine. So
right, and we're on final level in the game.
Yeah.
For any percent that is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Level starts with quite a difficult trick again, but I reckon I can do this because I'm Kyrrone.
Pro gamer.
Yeah. So
you finish Sand 3 in our timing methods, 102 exactly. Because you're 102.10. Because the timer is 51 seconds behind.
102.10. Okay, so we're looking like a 108 pace then, if everything goes well. I think the cat noticed me. I honestly couldn't see it yet. There we are, and we got the cat clip.
Hey, got it.
That cat clip's kind of precise. If you mistime anything, you can kill the cat, or the cat won't clip you through. It's really frustrating. It's consistent, but it's very it gives you the sweats when you go for it. So here's probably the biggest skip in the entire game, actually. We're going to skip this entire level. We're going to bounce
people
off
actually
this.
like playing levels in this game.
This level's very boring. There's a bunch of boring puzzles that are slow and RNG based, so yeah, we're just going to skip them all by just getting on this wall and running across.
Again, using what is essentially a sign bounce on something that isn't a sign.
Yeah.
You can actually only sign bounce
lads.
off of that guy easily off of the side that you did. The other sides don't really work.
Yeah, because you hit the wall, I think.
Yeah. It's all about the wall and the egg and boosting, and it works.
That was a clean
somehow.
pass. Now we're entering the final boss. There's 2 phases, so don't worry about hitting time just yet. We still got basically 2 boss fights now. pretty simple auto-scroller boss fights, basically. No damage caps we can abuse, nothing really, we just have to sort of get through it all in the minimum phases possible without messing anything up. But now it's going to go Mario Sunshine mode here, we've got to clear some puddles of icky paint-like goo that's moving. Now, boys, don't touch that stuff.
Speaking of Mario Sunshine, my Japanese copy arrived during this run, so poggers.
So yeah, we're going to go up and down, clear these puddles. As long as one puddle's clear, that's fine. That's the minimum requirement. We're going to clear both just because we can. Actually, I don't think I have time now. I was going to do Billy for Smash like Cosmic does. Actually, let's go for it. Billy for Smash. I feel like Cosmic
now, see, now it's been done on a stream. Now it has to happen.
Yeah, I thought I'd do it for Cosmic because that's his favourite thing.
Yeah, if everybody ats Nintendo and just has that clip, Billy for Smash, then I'm sure you'll get in. Trust us, it'll work. Please.
Yeah. So I guess we haven't talked about this yet, but the UK is dominant in this game. This is why I really want to show off at this event. Like,
it's one of the few speed games where the UK is dominant.
Yeah. So world record time by me, of course, UK. And then third, fourth, and that's not missiles. I didn't pay attention. Okay, I can still do this time. It's fine. I honestly just zoned out for like 2 seconds there, and it really backfired on me horribly there. There we are. Sick.
First, third, fourth, and fifth are all UK.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there's an American who's second who ruins it all, but I'm sure he'll get off.
He's pretty cool, so we'll allow him.
Yeah, he's pretty cool.
Yeah.
He's an actual speedrun genius, so we'll allow him for now.
And that's the first phase of the Dark Raven beaten. But now, he's like, oh no, I'm defeated. Oh no, what do I do? It's like, I have an idea. I'm just gonna destroy this golden egg. Golden egg, giant egg.
It's the giant egg. It is the fabled giant egg.
And now
wait, but the giant egg wasn't supposed to be hatched. Whatever shall we do?
Loading screen.
The solution to all issues now loading.
So, this is like the perfect example of like an unraveled moment here. So, Billy's now lost all his powers and he's all despairing. He's all like, oh no, what do I do? And he's getting tortured. He's getting beaten up. It's like Tokyo all over again. But you know, he's getting his ass handed to him. Oh no, what are we gonna do? Oh no. Billy's lost. It's all over, gamers. Never mind, because we have the power of patience and we just waited and now we have our suit back.
Not only do we have the suit, we have the suit
and the Super Saiyan.
But Super Saiyan.
Yeah, Billy just catches fire. It's quite amazing that he's not dying from this. Like he's just on fire. He's very chill about this.
So yeah, we have to hit these light balls within 3 frames of the them coming close to you. So I just had to make sure I had the hits there. But if we get hit by the dark ball before, we have to do that B mash. We actually extend the frames by quite a significant amount, so it's actually basically just get hit, mash B, and you get it every time. Like, you don't even have to have a good mash, it just has to be a decent mash. Or like, you know, it just has to be a subpar mash and you'll get it.
I remember in one run I was doing, I didn't get hit by it and still managed to get the 3 frames. Yeah. Which made me feel like a god masher.
Spooky swoops. We just...
Remember, that 3 frame window is what you're supposed to do casually, so whoever tested this game really wanted a difficulty spike.
I thought you were going to say really hated kids.
The original Song 18 was very unforgiving.
Spooky feathers.
Yeah, time for this game is when his feet hit the ground after collecting the last emblem.
Yeah, which will be after these 2 hits and a cutscene.
And if you add 51 seconds to the timer, you'll be able to work out the time. So I'll check it. It's going to be a 108.
That's a shame. But I mean, it's still a good run. It's still better than a lot of people get in this game, but it's, you know, there we are. Time. So that's Billy hatching the giant egg. It's a very interesting speed game. Definitely, I would recommend checking it out. you can go to speedrun.com/bh. Community is really helpful. They love having new people run this game. And it's also just developing really fast. Like, we're finding new stuff like all the time, and games getting faster and faster. Like, at the beginning of the year, the world record was a 108.17. It's now 105.57, just with new strats being found and
if you want
optimizations.
to compare that to this run was about a 108.53.
Yeah. There's a lot of mistakes in this run, but like still managed to do some of the cool stuff. So
Time started and stopped a little bit off, but using my big brain powers, I worked out.
Clam's a genius.
It's not like I've had splits running in the background or anything. You may have golded me a couple of seconds, but it's fine.
Oh. Alright, so I think that's everything, unless we've got any final donations to be read.
No, not right now.
Oh, that's a shame.
Thank you very much for the good run. The good commentary was very entertaining.
Yeah.
For you guys in chat, please stay tuned, because coming up after a short intermission is Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, an any % showcase by Recode, and you should
excellent.
definitely stay for that one. It's gonna be quite amazing.
Yep. So we'll head on out now. Thanks everyone for watching, and thank you UKSG for having me. And you said BSG, I'm so sorry.
Close enough.
Yeah. It's got the SG in there, that's what matters. Oh, my webcam fell.
Uh-oh.